Syndicate, what's going on, everybody? You know what time of the year it is. It is time for the extremely tight white tank top to return. It's getting warmer. I'm getting in shape. Now we can flex on everybody. It's time for the extremely tight white tank top to make a comeback. But what's going on, everybody? Hopefully you are having a fantastic day. I have yet another, how do I make this family friendly? A very intelligent, accepting and loving video for you guys. So one of my friends, Russian, who does a lot of high round world record stuff like that, so if you're interested in that, check out his channel. Link to him will be down below. But he made a video titled Syndicate modded his round 115 Kino der Toten game, ? You decide. And I was like, I remember that game happening like forever ago. We gotta watch it. And in his video, he linked you to another video who originally got the topic all, you know, twist and turned upside down. And now today we're gonna start to make some trouble in the hood, and we're gonna get in one little fight. My mom's gonna get scared. But this video is called Syndicate Exposed Kino Round 115 Fake. Now if you are new to the zombie community, let me type this in. This video was huge. This Syndicate 115 video was probably one of the greatest. I wasn't really a fan of Syndicate back in the day. I'm still kind of not. I don't really care. I only watch his content. But I remember hearing about this video, and it was one of like the biggest things in the zombie community at the time. And still, it's just a class. Why does it say free? Apparently this is free. Okay. And it was just a classic. So hearing that this could possibly be fake, I was like, yeah, boys, gotta watch it. So we're gonna see, was the original OG Zombie 115 round fake or not? You decide on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. I'm just kidding. Let's actually watch this. Put the old earmuffs on. This is 21 minutes. Then take a sip of this. All right. My body is warm and moist and ready. Also, all the links to all these videos will be in the description, so if you want to check them out, you can.
Without a doubt, it was modded, and it's time to expose him. So let's just start off with a high round game. A high round game is played using a strategy that's consistent and repeatable, that balances safety, the rate of killing zombies, and the ability to maintain points. And Syndicate does none of these things in his 115 game. So for a high round, here is an example from Relaxing N. This was... So in case you didn't catch that, basically what he was trying to say is, well, he's just kind of jumping right into this. He didn't really like lead up like anything that I did. He just jumped straight into it, and I respect that. He kind of just said that Syndicate didn't really use any good technique, didn't really... You know how when you go to high rounds, you got your strat, you know exactly what to do. He didn't really use any of that, and I don't know. We'll see what he says, but that doesn't convince me before Syndicate's 115 video.
Dude, Relaxing In was the original OG high round YouTube,
but he shows that he's running a consistent strat in spawn. Players knew about strategies that allowed them to get to higher rounds. They weren't just running around the map.
Yeah, that's kind of fair, but also like I remember this time period in zombies, and I didn't know any of this, and I was really into Call of Duty Zombies at the time. Like I was like playing it every day when I come home from school, and I didn't know about any of these strategies till way later. Some people just didn't know. Now, Syndicate, maybe he knew, maybe he didn't. And it doesn't really convince me too much. He's got a lot of other points he's going to make and everything, but that one, it's not, I don't think it's a good one in my opinion.
Randomly. Relaxing N actually had like a trade out strat, even
everyone plays zombies differently. Some people play it today, especially if you're recording and you're a YouTuber. Everyone plays a little differently.
This is just proving that zombie players back then knew things that we still use today.
Yeah, but it wasn't, and more, I would say today it's more widely known, but back then I don't think it was as widely known.
They knew that after a certain round, the ray gun was pointless to use. But
yeah, but here's the thing. Not everyone, it's not as widely known as it was today. Like today, everyone knows the ray gun, like in these games, they can do shit. But I remember back in the day when one of the OG zombie YouTubers, NGT Zombies, when he was going around a high round on Ascension, this is after Kino. I don't remember when all this stuff happened. I just remember it happened forever ago. But I remember people would constantly join his stream and ask, why aren't you using the ray gun? Why aren't you using this? It's like, because they don't do, not everybody knew. Even some big YouTubers probably didn't know at the time. It just wasn't as commonly known, so I'm not going to fault. I don't think it's too damning against Syndicate. Yeah, he probably should have known, but
I'm going to show
really
footage later in the video that exposes that.
But I'm just trying to do anything to speed up the rounds, just because I want to try and hit 75 as fast as I can.
So here, Syndicate just talked about
kind of weird.
His point building strategy was using the Skull Crusher on stage.
You wouldn't need to, once you're at this point, you don't need to build points.
You shoot the M16 as efficiently as possible, you only gain 1,000 points.
Exactly. You wouldn't make enough points back to keep buying ammo.
This is crazy to consider when
This is
the
pointless.
turret costs 1,500 and you're rebuying the ammo for 4,500. So this is
So
making
he's
this
lying.
point building strategy negative 500 points.
You want to make enough.
So his method for earning points would consistently
Let's see if he's activating the
lose
trap.
points.
You just want to need that. It's just
So
unnecessary.
another thing that I just wanted to show that was inconsistent with most people just playing the game in general is on that round 71 he decides to purchase claymores. Now I'm going to show proof of
that
him
doesn't-
purchasing claymores.
That doesn't do anything for me.
The Bowie knife not being purchased.
I've done round 50 plus runs on every single map, and sometimes I don't buy claymores till like I'm on round 50 just for the fuck of it. The whole trap thing and him using the M16, I can see somebody doing that for footage. I can see just because they want to spice up the gameplay a little bit more, so they activate some stuff. I can see that. I think it is kind of weird that he said, this is what I do. That is kind of weird. Why would you do that for points? Once you get to a high enough round, you don't really need points. You just kind of get them. The claymore thing, I've bought claymores at way weirder times. You just
Or
sometimes just
the
you
Olympia,
don't need them.
or
Sometimes
the
you just buy them to
M14
buy them. I'm
in
done
the
with
spawn room. Now
I think the M16 and the trap thing
For
is way more
strategies
damning
back
than
then,
the claymores.
the strategy was to purchase the M14 off the wall and then head to MP40 or speed cola room.
Strategy wise, I don't
and then
care. Everyone
camp
runs
there.
differently. So I just run straight to
There's
the
no
MP40.
proof of
Everyone's a little
the
different.
low round strat. The other fact
Doesn't
of
convince me.
claymores is anyone that plays high rounds would know that claymores don't do a lot of damage on the later rounds.
I bought them to buy.
there's
Sometimes
proof
just
of
buy them to buy
Syndicate
them, man.
playing
You're
high
bored. You
rounds
just
before
buy them to
this.
buy them. Gives you
So
something to
you
do.
would obviously know that the claymores aren't doing damage. So what would be the point of purchasing them in the first place then on 71?
Not convinced. Not convinced at all.
There's a lot of red flags and issues with the gameplay he's displaying. So one main thing was crawlers. So to kill a zombie on 76 would take 1.5 ray guns.
Like a lot.
So if he was doing this,
Mucho
he
gusto.
would have to keep the same horde with him as he's trading out and just damaging them at each box location, depending on what weapons that he got. But to obviously make the crawlers, it would have to be either a rocket launcher or the ray gun.
I would assume the ray gun. Rocket launcher, I feel like
So-
would take way too much, and you'd want it
To have
I would
all the
assume ray gun.
crawlers in the spawn room with him and how they're spread out and not together, he would have had to made all the crawlers in the spawn room then without showing the gameplay proof of it, or all of the crawlers would
I think
have
that's a
had
stretch.
to
I think that's a
come
stretch.
from different areas.
I just think it's like, you didn't show gameplay proof of this. It's like, yeah, because he wasn't thinking he'd have to defend himself on that. You know, you kind of understand. Like, he didn't think like, however many years down the line, people were gonna be like, how'd those crawlers get there? You didn't have the gameplay. It's like, yeah, I just cut it out, man. I've been there,
But he
man.
would've
I've had
had-
crawlers do stuff like this all the time.
Have been in spawn room the whole time. for them
It's
to
not
all
damning enough for
reach
me.
out.
It's just all like circumstantial.
Now-
It's like, yeah,
This is all right. There's nothing wrong with this, but he's not taking the same horde with him to the next box location. As he displays here, he turns on the trap, killing any zombie that was already damaged.
and it's not really convincing because especially that you think that he's recording, so he's gonna try to do stuff that you normally wouldn't do when you're recording. Like if he was just playing to play, I could understand, but he's recording as
Yeah,
well.
so I'll let you know if I even freaking get a fucking Thundergun. So excuse my language, but I'm pretty pissed off right now.
It's also on console too. I don't know how much modding was going on back
See you
then.
later.
I never was
Ladies
able to
and
get into the modded
gentlemen,
lobby or knew anybody that modded.
350,000 points and a Thundergun. Oh yeah, baby, back in the game.
All right. So when you give yourself the T-gun using commands, it never
This is
gives
true.
you a T-gun.
I know exactly what he's
full
gonna say.
reload. It always comes.
You have to
unloaded,
reload.
causing you to have to reload your
Yep.
first mag.
Because I've been to
So,
round
in
50
a
on every
T-gun,
single map, legit. And I've also done it modded a lot. And whenever you give yourself the Thundergun through console commands, you reload it. So you're never gonna have full
normally
ammo. You'd have
comes
to
out of the
press
box.
a key
It
that you have
comes
bind
with
it to a full
2
ammo or
and
use a
12.
full ammo.
But when Syndicate shows that he got the T-gun, it only has 2 and 10.
That is,
So
Okay.
here's some gameplay footage.
I can see
of
that.
what happens when you give yourself
I can see that. I mean, it's not damning, but I can definitely. Maybe he shot
the
two.
T-gun.
Again, there's no footage of that, so
Also-
again, he didn't think he'd have to defend himself years later. But I can
What was
see,
the
I can see that.
cause
That's
for
not.
showing us gameplay of Syndicate hitting the box in spawn,
Not convinced,
not
but I can
getting
believe
the
it.
T-gun, but then when it's time to head outside to hit the box, he skips it and then skips ahead
Yeah,
to
thinking of
showing us the
thinking of
T-gun.
recording wise, I would have showed getting
But
it if he had it recorded. Maybe he wasn't recording then and just pressed record after. I don't remember how he did this. I don't remember. How was the original video? I need to know. I gotta go back. I've never actually watched this full thing. So he just like recorded every so often, I guess. I don't want to look for this. So I guess he just recorded himself every
If I
so
didn't even
often.
kill that many. Going for about another.
I don't know. I would
think
need
I'll
to
go-
see so
well-
much more. I don't know.
Shots.
I'm assuming he wasn't
So
recording the
the
entire thing
issue-
because that's going to be a big ass file. I'm assuming he only started recording every so
with
often.
this
That's
next
what I would
clip
think.
here is, and granted, this is all part of the same video that he uploaded. I tried not to cut out anything important, but he shows that he has a monkey bomb when he's trying to trade for a ray gun, he says. Now, the only problem with this is he didn't have monkeys at the beginning, and if he got monkeys out of the box that he is currently hitting at, he would have had 3 of them. And I know this is the same box from before, because here I can
All
display
locations before Thundergun, after Thundergun.
the image to show that this
Okay.
was the box location before, when he said he got the T-gun back with the 2 and 10 shots in it.
Who was missing? So he would have had to have gotten 2
Now there's
monkeys
no way
than
of
just
him
used
actually
to.
killing a zombie to be able to get the max ammo, because he's trading for a ray gun and he didn't have it beforehand. So the only way to prove that somehow he had monkeys legit was that he would have had to get a ray gun out of the box, kill the zombie somehow, and like I said before, it takes a ray gun and a half. That's a ray gun and then a packed ray gun and then half of another ray gun to be able to kill a zombie on 76. He would have had to do that, got the max ammo, then have 3 monkeys, then chuck 2 of them, and then try to trade out for the ray gun again and have the box location still be in the same spot. But there's no proof of that.
Wait, I'm so confused. I was trying. Was it just me or was that just worded really? I'm sorry, but I couldn't understand any of that. It seems like to me either one of the 2 things happened. He either did what he just said. I'm so confused by that. I'm so stupid. I am dumb. Maybe he got monkeys and then thought he was gonna die and tossed 2 of them in between. I don't know. That confused me. Is there any footage of him actually using monkeys? Because if you give yourself monkeys through console commands, they don't work. You have the icon, but if you throw them, nothing, like they'll bounce out, but they won't actually work. You have to get them through the box. At least that's how my limited knowledge of stuff like that. Why does he care about the ray guns? At this point, I would just be, again, I have today's mindset. I need to go back to 2011 where this happened. I wouldn't be using any of this. I'd just be running through traps the entire time. Even back then, I would have known that. It's hard to like put yourself back in 2011? I don't know.
So in the clip I just showed you, he uses the Awful-Latin to try to damage the zombies, and then decides he's going to pack a bunch of ray gun, but also decides to bring the Olympia along. Now, my only guess would be trying to kill the zombies to get a drop, but he doesn't.
I don't think you have like YouTuber mindset. I've done that. I've been playing for high rounds. Sometimes I just pack a punch random shit because I'm bored. Especially if you're recording.
Have the T-gun, which doesn't make sense of why he's trying to force a drop. But also the zombies that he just damaged with the Awful-Latin,
why would you try to force a
turned
drop?
on the trap to kill those damaged ones. So now he's going to have a new full horde. So I'm not sure the reason was to pack a bunch of the ray gun.
Maybe it's just ignorance. That's all I can really think of is just ignorance. Because I don't see why you would do any of this. But again, I got to get today's mindset out. I'm thinking of today. Like this was 10 years ago. People didn't know as much back then. Again, he's also recording, so maybe he's just doing it for the footage to make it look a little nicer. Because I've done this during live streams. When I go to high rounds, I'll pack a bunch of guns that I know won't do anything just for the fuck of it. But again, this is.
Might as well be poking him.
I don't know.
Take that in your eye.
None of this does make sense. But I'm not willing to ignore the fact that he might just be dumb. That could.
The quick revive machine should disappear,
It's still there.
but here's gameplay footage from round 84, which he says this is the same game of the 115 game, and the QR machine is still there.
Oops. Oh, it is still
Now,
there.
this would mean that in a solo game,
So either he
would
didn't
be
have
able
that
to
many
take more
downs,
than
or he's
4
a lie.
downs, and if anyone knows anything about zombies, is
Dun, dun, dun.
that you only can have 4 downs in a solo.
I think he's either misspoke, or it's a different game.
Hey guys, it's Syndicate here, and a lot of people...
Wait, hang on. I think Russian actually answered this in his video.
And this is when on round 81, after taking it down, he says, and I quote, "That's my second down," and when he buys a quick revive again, the machine doesn't disappear. For those unfamiliar with solo zombies, basically you have 3 quick revives, and after you buy your 3rd quick revive, the machine should disappear in older versions of zombies, but in this one, it doesn't. A lot of people see that as clear evidence of him modding in some way, shape, or form, but I think what happened here is that he's live commentating on his best round ever after taking it down, and he most likely misspoke. And if I understand him correctly, just correct me if I'm wrong on this, but he understands that it caused...
My game crashed after the round 69 hype video. I posted it, so I had to redo the run, so I picked up where I left off. I understand the confusion of me talking about the downs, etc., but I literally picked up where I left off as if it was the same run. Okay, yeah, I've done that. Who hasn't done that? That's okay. So he died and then restarted and tried to pretend like it was the same run. Okay, so that makes a lot of sense. If he game crashed or he actually legitimately died and then restarted and then try to pretend like it was the same thing. I've done that before for videos too.
And I'm pretty much going to show you. I've decided, I'll show you.
Understandable.
It'll probably take me a long time, but I've had a Coke. I've got some energy in me, and I'm about to show you what's been in the boxes.
I don't see. I would never do that.
The Zeus cannon now. If I have the Thundergun, I use the Thundergun. Like use all of it.
But again, a 10.
That's what I do most of the time.
10 years ago!
Wow, really?
I'm so
It goes
dumb.
into the box and I get there.
I don't know why I did that. I'm sorry.
So he makes a tutorial about hitting the box for the high rounds, but he only ever shows it at the ending of the round. He never shows gameplay footage of him hitting the box during the middle of the rounds.
Did he ever actually do
You
it?
saw that he took the down with that he said it was his second down. Also, when you watch him use the T-gun itself, he doesn't really seem to conserve ammo or try to kill even the full horde. It seems he's very wasteful with the shots.
I'll give it to him. It's
Also,
unupgraded. So
when he talked about the awful Lawton, he talked
again, a lot of this stuff is like, hey, he don't have the footage to prove that he said he did what he did, but it's like it's also a YouTube video. I don't know how to. I can't express that enough. Like you're gonna cut out a lot of shit. You're not gonna have it all.
It was such a great weapon, but then proceeded to just trade it out right away. Now, I'm not sure what weapon he would have been trading it out for, but the only weapon I could think of is the ray gun. But the
Doesn't do
ray gun
anything.
doesn't kill on you. It would be pointless to have.
Useless at that point. The only thing you want is a
I'm not
Thundergun.
sure why he would even get rid of that.
Kinda shush. It's kinda shush.
Then go to Speed Cola, then Jug,
Yeah, sneeze.
then
Hang
double
on.
tap.
Oh, sorry. I just sneezed.
The first gameplay footage was the round 71, but it also almost seems like he just spawned in with 500k points. Now,
I just don't know how
nothing
modding back
to
then worked. I really
show
don't.
that this was
Especially on console.
like, proof, but
If he was on PC, I could
just
see
look
the
at it
argument.
as
But this is on console.
he spawned himself in, gave himself the T-gun, gave himself he bought the M16,
don't know.
and then he went to just open all the doors. That's why nothing was purchased. That's why there was no claymores. That's why there was no first room weapons.
That's a stretch.
No Bowie
That's a
knife.
stretch.
And
far
then he
reach.
just proceeded to pack a bunch of Skull Crusher and then make the points back by shooting the T-gun partially. And
can see
using the
that,
Skull Crusher
but
a bit,
it's still
so
far
his
reach.
points seem higher. Because if you look at any other gameplay from anyone running Keynote Trade Strat, running the Speed Cola Room, nobody's points ever get that high.
Yeah, unless he was just really trying to point
considering
whore, man.
People know how to run the strat way better now.
Hang on. I think, let me see. I have a video somewhere of me touching kids. No, I'm just kidding. We would never do that. Okay, so I know in this crappy video that I did, to back up what Syndicates said, this was made in 2013. So this footage was recorded a while. I would say this footage was recorded in 2012, somewhere around there. Look how many points I have. Granted, I'm on a much higher round, but that's because every time I was running, I was just shooting behind me every single time. And I was just running them through traps. So the points thing, if you're autistic enough like me, you can get that many points. That doesn't bother me. Like having way too many points, no matter what strategy you're doing, if you're autistic enough, you can get a large number of points. So that doesn't bother me.
How he had,
because I did it. And I was just running around like an idiot.
500k at any point.
So I can understand that.
If his low round strat was running on stage, he obviously wasn't making a lot of points. He was probably just running around and using the turret trap the whole time.
I can see him just shooting a gun behind him like I did. I can see that. That's not convincing enough for me. All right, so I think that's it for this video. So the only other point that I've seen made from these videos was this one that Russian said.
Footage in his sneak peek trailer for round 115, he's playing as Nikolai and has a film reel in his inventory on round 68. But in the follow-up video to this showing off round 71, Syndicate is noticeably playing as Takiao and no longer has the film reel. So at first glance, that seems pretty damning until you remember when I said that I didn't think Syndicate would respond to me. Well, when I tweeted asking if I should make this video, it got enough people tagging.
And that's where he responded with the tweet, his game crashed or whatever. So I don't think it was fake. I don't. What I think you see what I think had it happen was he died way more times than he's willing to admit. I think he died multiple times doing this run and had to keep going back to round 69 or keep getting back to whatever. I think he just kept dying a lot. I don't think he was modding. I could see him doing a lot of the things he did in the game. Like none of that stuff really bothers me because I've done it before. I've been to high rounds a lot and you do certain stuff because you do it. So I don't think it was fake. I don't think he modded his way. I just think he died way more than he's willing to let on. I think he might have died a lot more and just is not willing to admit it, or his game crashed a lot more. I just think he started back from zero a little bit more than he's willing to let on. But I don't care. I don't really care, but I definitely don't think he modded it. I don't think that was the case. I don't think that was the case. I think it was just more than 2 games. From the way this tweet is, it seems like it was only 2 games. I definitely think it might have been more because I could see somebody back in the day not wanting to admit that they died multiple times. Because on that footage that I showed you when I was on round 110, I think I had to do that like 3 times to get to that round because I just kept fucking dying or hitting death barriers. So I can see, just packing up and restarting from 0 and going again. It's possible. You can do it. I don't think it was modded. I don't think it was a fakey poo. I think it was legit. I don't see enough damning evidence to admit that it wasn't. Again, this was 10 years ago. People were different. People played zombies differently than they do today. Yes, there were the elitist relaxing ends out there, but there was also the me's being mentally retarded and not knowing what to do. So I'm going to give Syndicate a pass. I'm not his biggest fan. I'm not his biggest hater. I am bipartial. I am in the middle of the road. Not where you're supposed to be standing because you're supposed to be standing on the sidewalk, but I am not on anybody's side. I'm just going by everything that I see, and I don't think it was fake. I think it was legit. Just died a couple times, but yeah. Again, it was 10 years ago. You know what was happening 10 years ago? Was Obama president? Who was president 10 years ago? So that, I guess, is where I'm going to put a pin in that. Ain't got much else for it. If you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like. Check out both Russian and Who Needs Jug. Link to them will be down there below. That's all I really got. What do you guys think? Was it fake? Was this historic piece of zombies lore fake? Or was it real? You decide on epic rap battles of history. That's not this channel. But real quick, before you guys go, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, bell notification, Discord, check it out. We love our Discord members. OnlyFans and Patreon. Every link I have down there below. Check it out or I'm gonna kill you.